everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. The project I was going to do for you today, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to show it to you, but in between the time of me making it yesterday and then checking the inventory status report, the stuff was on low inventory and I had two projects that used the same things. So I showed you one that had two items that were on low inventory, and then before I could even record the second one, the stuff is on back order. So I'm going to show it to you, the second one. And then if you are in Card Club, I will also send you the photo of it because it is your alternate card. But in just a second when I show you, I will give you some other ideas for it as well. It's the bunny punch and the little loose daisy flowers. So they're on back order. They will both be back in. The Easter bunny punch will not be back in before Easter. You can still get the set, and you can hand trim the Easter bunny out. The way I used it in both cases, though, was not with the stamp set. I didn't even get the stamp set. I only got the punch. So this is our Card Club first project for my online Card Club. It's through the mail. If you go watch this video, it will fully explain my Card Club. It's so much fun. It's the lowest price point mailed class that I do where you get product. It's a subscription, so it just comes to you every month. We make 6 projects together, 3 designs, and you get 2 of each. So all of the details, I'll put the link underneath this video, or if you're in my email, you'll get the link one more time. You have to subscribe by the 10th of the month. And then this is another card made with the exact same supplies. This month, I am using the Sentimental Park bundle, but you don't have to have it, but you are getting this, the club members are getting the Sentimental Park paper and the Milky Dots, and then this ribbon. So that's what they're using. Then this is with the Petal Park bundle, which is not a die, it's a punch bundle, and it also matches. The suite has 2 stamp sets, and one's a punch and one is a die set. So those are all cards that were made just straight up with the suite. And then this is the one that I did yesterday, where it is the paper, and then this folder is part of the suite. And then I used the little loose daisy flowers, which are now in back order. They will be back in, and they are part of that, the rain suite that has all the little characters with the rain. And then this is your alternate card. So if you're in Card Club, here's the alternate. So every month for Card Club, I do an alternate set. Got a little bench there. Where I take the supplies. So they'll get these supplies in Card Club. Anything that needs to be die cut comes already die cut for them. So they'll get this little panel. They'll get this little green thing here, and then they get this little thing to stamp on. So this would be, they'll have this, and then they have their own package of designer series paper. So I did this as my alternate. So I'll show you just what I did. I didn't end up using this, my original card, and he's laying over here somewhere. You can see I punched him out of the shimmer white that is the other half of that. But then he was just a white bunny, and I thought, oh, well, I have all this paper. So I just punched him out of the designer series paper. Super cute. And then this is from, do I still have it? Yep. It was all ready to film, like the paper's all cut and everything, all laying right here. I'm just not going to take the time and then make people be disappointed that you can't get the bunny punch. But this is from last year. It's still in the annual catalog, but I just took the Easter blessings and then this here. Used the colors out of the paper, so it was sorbet and mango, and just stamped those on. And then I did take, because I love to deconstruct me some ribbon, so I took, you can see the selvage here. Where's the ribbon on a place where you can see it well? See, it has 2 selvages. I cut the one off the top, and then I just kind of let it shred so it looks a little bit like grass. And then I tucked my bunny under, and I just used one embellishment. I used a big blue one on his little bunny tail. So super easy. Again, exact same supplies, and I just totally switched up the card. So if you don't have the bunny punch, you could get the bunny stamps and stamp it and make the exact same card. And that set happens to have Easter words in it, so you could put some Easter or spring words up there. You could stamp, I mean, you could punch hearts, you could punch flowers, you could punch, we have fish, we have the little bird right now that's free. You could do any shape down here. We've had daisies. I'm trying to think of what flowers we have. My closet door is shut over there. We have a dragonfly, I know. But you could stamp anything and put it there. The dragonfly would be cute, and you could put one of the little dragonfly jewels on top of it. So you can do this same design with any punch, but you could get the bunny stamp set and then just hand trim the bunny and put it there. So that was your alternate card. Sorry that, and I did tell you when I posted the one yesterday that it might not make it, and to order it if you wanted it. So that is Card Club. You have till the 10th, and I mail it out by the 26th. What I'm going to show you today is super fun. So if you're a demonstrator and you've watched any of my videos recently, you know that coming up the weekend of the 25th and 26th on the Saturday, we are having a shoebox swap. It's a 35 ways to celebrate Stampin' Up. So the main event is on Sunday, because on Sunday is the day we are able to have a special guest with us. So we have to keep it a secret who's coming to see us, but we are going to have a special guest, and Sunday was the day that they could come. So Sunday's the main event, but we know that a lot of you will travel in from out of town. So we have a special deal with some hotels in the area. And then our friend Lisa, her main business is they own a wedding barn. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful event facility. So on Saturday, if you come in early, then that night we will have dinner together and we will do a shoebox swap. So if you're a demonstrator, you probably know what a shoebox swap is. If you don't know what it is, then that's okay. But it's something that demonstrators do. And because we're going to be right like 3 days before we know what the retired list is from both current catalogs, we decided we would do something new. So this is brand new, hot off the presses, and it will be available to be purchased. Demonstrators can get it now, and then y'all can get it on March 1st. So starting in March, I think it's like every third month, Stampin' Up's going to start doing some online releases. So they're online exclusives. It will be a lot of stuff, and it will kind of help with supply chain issues like the bunny punch running out. So while we have it, and kind of like the kits have been, so there will be new stuff that comes as it sells out. It will just not be available on the website, and it will say currently not available. If it's gone forever, then it will just be gone. But it gives them a little bit more opportunity to add new stuff without having to wait for a catalog, because now with print production, you know, they're working on like a catalog, the annual catalog for 2 years from now. So this way they can kind of get some stuff that's up and trendy faster than what they currently can. So this is what we're doing for this shoebox swap. Now, if you're a demonstrator and you're in the Midwest and you want to join us, feel free. It's open to anybody. We're hoping to have a giant, huge group, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Stampin' Up's not having a live event this year except for the leadership event. So use this as your live event. Bring all your Stampin' Up friends. We don't live that far from the event, but we're still staying at the hotel because it's much more fun to have a girls' weekend that way, right? I'll also put the link down below this video so you can go get the information for that. I'm going to show you this, and then I love this. So I've made one card with it. It's fabulous. It doesn't have any ribbon as is, but they haven't shown even us all of it. It may have ribbon when it comes out in March, but I'm toying around having this because I was going to do the little rain guys, but now these daisies are sold out. I was thinking about doing this for club. Not going to do that for club, because it also, I don't think, had ribbon. This doesn't have ribbon, but it has 2 papers. So it may be club. I might be able to work with it. I made this one card, and it's beautiful. So this is called Irresistible Blooms. It has these dies. And you're going to see kind of with club different ways that I can make it work. So I'm going to use this fun circle, and I'm going to use 1 leaf. And this has, look at that font. Isn't that fun? It's a fun font. So we have that. Let me show you everything that's in it. And then there's a couple of fun little sneak peeks too. Then this is an embossing folder set. We've never had a set of embossing folders. So there's like some stars and some dots. I have not used either of those. I just got this yesterday. And then this one is the one I'm going to use. It's kind of like a crisscross hatchy pattern. So I'm going to use that one. And then I didn't use this But see, there's enough stuff without the ribbon that we can get 3 things in club and really have some fun with it. So this is like gold. I don't know what the other colors are. Oh, silver and copper. I hadn't even flipped back to see what that was. And I've been so busy, I just ordered it. I didn't even look at this. So this paper is called Hello Irresistible. Listen to the colors. It has Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon. Now, if you're new and you haven't been with me for a while, it's been a hot minute since we've had Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Soft Sea Foam, and Pretty Peacock, which also hasn't been nearly as long as Lost Lagoon, but that is a color that retired a bit ago. So every 3 to 5 years, Stampin' Up! Does a color refresh, and it's been 5 years. So if we have a color refresh, that won't be shocking. But also with the online exclusives, they have told us that that's a way for them to kind of get some things in and out. So whether or not Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock will be reinserted to color families, or whether or not they may just show up as part of online exclusives, we don't know. So we may have cardstock, we may have ink, we may have refills, we may have blends, we may have ribbon, we just don't know. So don't ask me questions because we don't know yet. March 1st, we may know a little bit more. And I think it may be March 1st, early in March, they're going to tell us more about the colors. But we don't know. But I sell all of my retired stuff. But look what I found in my, because sometimes these things get lost. I did have a Pretty Peacock refill, and I took an empty ink spot. So I do have some Pretty Peacock ink. That's going to work for this. And then this is these are beautiful. And I think I might use some of them upside down. Because see how they look like they're mirrored? That's the upside down. Like, you know how I call the not as pretty side of our designer series paper, the other side? Look at the other side of these. But what was happening, I was using them. They're really easy to pick up with this. So during celebration, if you don't have one of these tips, and I used them yesterday with the loose daisies, any of our embellishments that say loose or are sequins that aren't adhesive backed, you need one of these. But I was sticking them with this, and it was making them smudge. So I'd have to make sure how I was able to pick them up, and it didn't really occur to me till after. Let's make this card. It comes together really fast because the stuff's also pretty. It just works for you quickly. I went with, I could change the, no, I'm not going to change the paper. Like, I could change it because it could equally be beautiful. So a lot of these cut out with the dies, the designs. Is that not beautiful? Look at that piece of paper. I'm going to do this one, and I need it to be 4 by 5, 4 by 5 1/4. So, and that's pretty, see, that's the other side. This is the side. So I want this to be 4. And this by 5 by 5 1/4. And so I want to take, I don't want to lose this side because that's the beautiful part. So get rid of this up here. And then save these. I almost used this because you could use this for your strip. But I loved Pretty Peacock. It was one of my favorite colors when we had it. So I'm super excited that it's making some kind of a resurgence. So I have this piece that I've already used. And I've cut it this way already to be 5 1/4. So I need about 3/4 of an inch. I want enough to see some of this pattern, but I don't want so much that it's going to cover up that beautiful piece of paper that I just cut. All right, so I took a piece of shimmer white and I ran this through. It's just a scrap piece that was big enough for that. And then this little piece here that I cut when I needed the 5 1/4. It's a, or 5 1/2, 5 1/4. It was just enough to put the leaf on. So I have a leaf. I'm going to take this, and I needed this cut out before I put it through. You want to stamp this before you put it through the embossing folder. And this little circle here will help you determine where you want to put your words. Here's your ink spot that I re-inked. It was empty. They just come empty. They're in the back of the catalog. And I just put my Pretty Peacock in it. You can, these are great like if you're going on vacation, if you're going someplace stamping with your friends. then you can just take a few colors with you. They do dry out, so you just need to re-ink them when you need some colors. You can use the ones out of the Paper Pumpkin. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, for a while we had a lot of pretty peacock ones. So check your stash in those and you may have one. It may have dried up if you haven't used it for a while. If you're in Paper Pumpkin and you get those subscriptions, then you need to, and it's a color you want to keep using, then get the refill because they do dry up. I'm gonna add this on here. And then I'm going to run it through this hatched kind of thing. I'm gonna let it dry for just a second because I don't want my brand new folder to get pretty peacock on it. So I'll let that sit there. I'm gonna take this. It's really kind of designed, I think, to do like on a flap or a full piece of paper. I just wanted it for the rings. So literally just take it and do a pretty, because these are tiny little strips of circle. And they're not even, which works well for us trying to cut a circle and just cut around it. And then when you lay it on top of the card, then it won't, the optical illusion of the designer series paper behind it will help. So just gonna follow along, cut this out so that we have a fun circle. And there is that die in the paper that matches this, that does long stripes or long strips with circles on it. And then there's some paper in there that also has this design. So you can tie it all together if you want. And then we're gonna put it on a petal pink because petal pink is my color of the moment. I've been using a lot of it. It comes with some splatteries. So I'm just gonna put them around the edge of the card, and they need to go all the way to the edge because that's all that's gonna show, because we did cut our piece to be 4 5 1/4. You could cut it a little bit smaller if you want more of this to show, but I really like the paper, so I'd rather have more paper and less splotches. I almost did the flower back there because those flowers are really pretty, but I thought, no, I'll save that for you for another card. Maybe if I decide to do this for Card Club, that will be the one that I can show you for your first project. This, I'm gonna run through now. Isn't that pretty? Look at that texture. Let's stick this on the side, it's pretty too. Now I wanted this to be raised up just to give it a little bit more interest. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna get one of the strips right here and I'm gonna cut a half through them, because these are some pretty tiny little circles here. Pull these off. And you only need it on 3 or 4 of them. So choose your biggest ones, because see, that's a half circle and that's pretty big. Oops. Some of them may show out the side a little bit of your tiny circles. Nobody's gonna notice, because I don't think you can get a 1/4 of one on here. They're already a little bit hard to get the backing off of when you have a half. Make sure they're pressed on really well, that helps. And then just put it on the best way. And I'm gonna use my fine tip glue. Just gonna add my leaf on with that. And so this paper happens to have that leaf right here. I don't want it to touch my glue, so I'm just gonna add a little bit. So it happens to go right over the top of that leaf. I'm gonna grab these. And I didn't do every single circle. You can if you want. I did most of the big ones, most of the medians. I intentionally skipped like one of each size. Like there's a tiny one, we'll leave that. There's a medium one, I'll leave that. Leave that big one. That way you'll have some that are white as well. And then if you want to go back and get them, you can. Now, this is going to make a huge difference, so make sure you have one of these. And then try to pick them up from the matte side, because that really beautiful shiny side that you're seeing is the back. I want them to make them with that side because it's really pretty. And I also didn't put them, if it was a medium circle on here, that didn't necessarily mean it got a small one. I didn't put any of the large on the tiny little dots, but other than that, I kind of just put them wherever. But you can most certainly match them up if you want. Oh, I did put one here, but I didn't put any glue. Helps to have some glue. Looks like I got them all. Isn't that pretty and so easy to do? And I like the hooray, it's your day. It could be a retirement, it could be a job promotion, it could be graduation, it could be obviously a birthday, it could be somebody passed a test, anything. It's a great little card to have just ready to give to whoever you want to give it to. Here's this one. Here's the other one. They're all going to look pretty much the same, except for where you maybe stick your jewels. But other than that, all the same. There you go. Not a whole lot you can order yet unless you're a demonstrator. But if you are a demonstrator, make sure to check out our upcoming event. If you're not a demonstrator and you would like to join us at our upcoming event, because we don't have these very often, normally we wait and we just let Stampin' Up! Do all the work. But since they're not having one this year, and because our friend has her wedding barn available, two things, again, that just timed perfectly, and we do have a special guest. But you can join my team and take advantage of the current sign-up special that Stampin' Up! Has. And I will get back to doing some celebration stuff, but I got new stuff and I just wanted to play with it. And since I couldn't show you what I was going to show you, this was the perfect chance to whip it out and just come up with something real quick. Have a great one, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.